Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the third edition of Peace and So Forth. I think that's what I'm gonna call it, by Ray of the Sun, which will be me. It's like my stage name or whatever. So yes, and now that we have the makeup out of the way, the introduction out of the way, today we are going to start with the first topic about relationships. And the topic, what can we name it? It's I don't know, I'll figure it out hopefully by the end of the video, but it deals with the beginning stage of a relationship. We are going to unpack all of those things. And another thing is, I do plan to have people, most likely my cousins and my friends, to join me in these conversations. Just, I think it will help with the different perspectives and stuff. But since everybody's so busy at the moment, it's fine. I'll start it off by myself, and as the, what should I call it, the series continues, we will have people join us. Okay, all right, let's dive right into it. So the beginning stages of a relationship, this is when you are, some people are not ready, but personally for me, before I enter into a relationship, I make sure that it is something I'm ready for. It is something I want to be a part of. So what goes into, and it differs, guys. It differs from person to person, but I think I'm just gonna share my views on the matter with hopes that it will help somebody who's confused, undecided, and needs clarity or direction in this area. So before you enter into a relationship, you have to discover whether or not you like this guy. So for me, how I know that I'm catching feelings, as we like to call it as millennials, all right, I'd think about a person a lot. I would smile when I think about that person. I would tell everyone about this person, everyone around me. I'm like, oh, so this other time, like every topic that I would have in a group will somehow make it a point that I mention this person. Like, oh, he said this about this, blah, blah, blah. Another telltale that I like a nigger would be if I imagine a future with them. Like, if I see myself getting married to them one day, then dude, I like you. And what else? Signs that I like someone. Yeah, so the nigga will just be in every second sentence. Like, so that for me, then I do it. Yeah, koala girl. Yes, you are hot. Everybody around me. The point is, everybody now around me will know that my nigga, you are doing the thing. Alright? Okay. So, and then I begin to think honestly to myself whether or not I'm ready to get into a relationship. And if I'm ready, I would begin to also describe to myself, or like try to define what kind of relationship I'd like to see myself in. And then I'll bring the conversation forward to the guy. I'll be like, my guy, I always like to say, like, honesty over flattery. Yeah, honesty over flattery. I prefer that we are both honest with each other from the beginning, because in my mind, bruh, like, you save time. I don't have time to kind of hinting that I like you, or you hinting that you like me back, but you're not saying it, and I have to figure out somewhere in that crazy mind of yours that you like me. So be upfront about the truth. Obviously, you have to, take approach into the scenario where you just have to consider how it will be taken in terms of approach, not the content of what you want to talk to me about. Somehow make it a point that a conversation is had about, okay, since we are catching feelings, my guy, what do you think should happen going forward? What do you think, what do you want to happen? So from my side, because I can't control what the nigga says, from my side, I would say, okay, this is who I am, this is the kind of relationship I see myself into, and this involves like telling your boundaries, and there's just things that you won't accept, things that you are uncertain of, because trust me, we are human, all of us, and nothing is always defined. Like, we don't have everything figured out. Some things we are still trying to figure out. So I would share all those things and say, okay, I won't stand, guys, I don't do broke niggas. Like, I've done a broke nigga before, I've dated a broke nigga before, and that was not fun at all. So if you broke, my nigga, just move over. Like, and it's very rich coming from a broke girl. I don't have my money right, but I'm sorry, I've done a broke guy before. I'm not doing it. And I mean, in layman term, it just means I like a guy that would provide. This 50-50 thing, guys, like, I'm sorry, eh? Because okay, personally for me, there's something attractive. I find guys that lead financially attractive, right? As far as the beginning stage is concerned, I would find that attractive. But I'm not saying should I be in a relationship and down the line things don't go well with the guy and then now I don't find them attractive anymore. No, that's not what I'm saying, because in the middle of the relationship, I would have developed stronger bond that I wouldn't leave you for being broke. But nigga, we have to figure it out. We have to figure it out. And I'm also like, I love being independent. Like, I'm not saying this to say that I see myself depending on a guy financially. No, I don't depend on a guy for, like, I see myself being fully dependent on myself. What I am saying is that I find it attractive when a man is able to do things for me as a symbol of love, not necessity. Like, not because they have to do it because I can't do it for myself. No, nigga, like, nah. Like, I don't want your money like that. Like, even if I go broke, the chances are I'm gonna go to my family before I come to you, depending also on what stage of relationship we are. So that is my boundary. Like, I've had conversations with this one guy that I dated them. You have to, unfortunately for you, because of where I am currently, carry the relationship financially. But it also doesn't mean that I won't do things for you, my man. Like, I will spoil you when I've saved my little yana money, And so yeah, so in this beginning stages, you say your boundaries, you say what you expect, you say you just explain to the other person what is it that you expect to get out of a relationship, because ultimately a relationship has to serve you. You have to feel some sort of fulfillment, and that's just reason to be in it. You have to feel like it's serving you, then otherwise let's not do it, my guy. All right, okay, so that's that. Intentions, you are honest about your intentions, you are honest about who you are. I mean, even if you're lazy, like I also say, my guy, I'm not domesticated. I'm not gonna like in my mind, when I get married, we're gonna have a helper, because I'm not domestic. Like I started cooking at 21, so I'm lazy when it comes to that. Not like I'll cook when I feel like cooking. I'll clean when I feel like cleaning. And so that would be me saying to the person, you know what, this is how I am. Is it something that you will deal with? Is it something that you can adapt to? And another thing, guys, in as much as we will talk about things, bear in mind that you won't cover everything. It's impossible to. And some things you think about holistically, in time, something might happen in the news and you would think about it, oh, where do I fit in when it comes to this? So don't expect to touch on every topic that you will never touch ever again. And even the topics that you would have touched and spoke about with your person or your potential person, also bear in mind that people change. We are constantly changing. So there will also become a point where you have to sit down and renegotiate and say, you know what, I remember I agreed that or that I accepted, or I gave you the impression that I was accepting this part of yourself. I hadn't experienced it, but now that I have, I think I'm a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to these things. Can we sit down? Can we renegotiate and figure out a way that will serve the both of us? Okay. All right. So after intentions are spoken about and you still like the guy and you still feel like it's something we can work with, then that's when the relationship kicks off, and it's what they call the what do you call this, the honeymoon phase. In my mind, the honeymoon phase should be a phase that will go throughout the entire relationship until you die, until either of you guys die or whatever, for the longevity of the relationship. Guys, don't dismiss things. Don't dismiss things. And that's why the honeymoon phase is a phase. Is because when things start coming up, red flags start coming up, you dismiss it. And you dismiss it to a point where you wait for it to be patterns before you bring it up. By that time, it's too late. And when it's too late, I mean, the person, like the offender, the one who's doing all these things that is becoming a pattern, will argue with you on the basis of they don't remember those other incidences, but you remember them because you're the one who was hurt by them. Do you understand? So it won't be effective. That it's late to bring it up then, because it won't be effective. All right, so that's my take on the beginning stages. Ish, guys, don't let honeymoon phase be a phase. Hey, like, maintain that excitement, maintain that maintain that. And I mean, it's also okay if midway, a red flag for you is a boundary that you never thought of, to let it go, like to get out of it. And it's no shame, because you're doing you. 2019, we are doing us. All right, so yeah, the second one we are going to be tackling, I don't know, but I think communication, because it flows nicely with the mentioning if a red flag comes. You know, that's the note that we are ending in now. So communication will dive into how do you bring it up to your person that you were uncomfortable with something they did or something they said. And yeah, babies, thank you so much for tuning in. From me, I love you. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for viewing the other episodes, other webisodes, other editions of the show. Thank you so much. Please follow on Instagram, on Twitter. Please like, comment, subscribe. Yes, let's do this thing. Let's kill this thing. I hope I started a meaningful conversation, or just at least something to think about. And yeah, from me, mwah.